Good Friday afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on the second Friday of January. Thought we'd hop on and talk about the rain chances that we've got on the way, especially because, it's January and this is climatologically some of the coldest times of the year, but mild and really just tracking rain. But there has been a little bit of a change in the forecast for Sunday, so we're going to talk all about it and what you can expect. Let's go ahead and start, though, with the radar that we have. Of course, ask any questions that may come up for you. So we've got rain not too far away. It's actually a pretty large system. We'll go ahead and just kind of zoom out here. You can see this system stretches from Quebec all the way down to the Gulf. In fact, this system also provided some thunderstorms and even a few tornadoes in the Midwest and the plains there. As of this morning, I saw that at least 4 tornadoes had been confirmed in Oklahoma, and now not too far away from that system there in Kansas, they're dealing with some snow behind this system. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you exactly what we're watching for here as I grab this little pointer. So got a line of showers. They're not really thunderstorms at this point, at least not here in the Northeast. But we have a line of showers. It's going to be on the way. It's not going to provide a whole lot here, but we are going to notice that between about 4 and really from now until about 7, 8 o'clock tonight, we have the chance for a couple of showers here in Connecticut. But what we're watching is kind of this wave of moisture right here. That's going to be a low pressure system that forms and then makes its way and provides the second wave of rain for this system. Rain looks a lot more likely as we head through Saturday in the afternoon and evening hours. So here, we're zooming back out again. But if we go back to Connecticut, which this thing loads very slowly. Here we are. We've got a couple of showers pretty close, making their way through the Hudson River Valley there. A couple of showers really close to Litchfield County. So we'll likely see that move into the region within the next next hour or so by about 4 p.m. They're very light rain showers, though. I'll go ahead and zoom out yet again with this system. So you can see that there in upstate New York. Light rain probably wouldn't amount to much, but you'll definitely feel it. You'll see it on the windshields as we go through those afternoon and evening commutes there. I also wanted to point out that wind is another factor that we are seeing here. It's not terrible, but you're definitely noticing that southerly wind component. That's up to about 20 miles an hour right now. We could see those winds gusting up to about 30 miles an hour as we go through the next few hours. That's as this system approaches us here. And I'll go ahead and show you those temperatures as well. We warmed up pretty quickly this morning, dropped to 22 degrees in Hartford. Nice little inversion happened there. And then the 40s, look at that, 47 in Hartford, 47 in New Haven. I don't think we've hit 50 in New Haven today, but I believe we hit that yesterday. So very mild stretch here in the middle. I guess this is the middle of January, I would say. So yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing. And I'll show you kind of an hour by hour forecast for you here. And we'll look at that future satellite and radar as well. So from now until about 5 p.m., we'll start to see that rain move into the region. It doesn't last very long though, just very light rain showers. That wind out of the south going to continue through the early evening hours. And then after 8 p.m., it looks like we're dry. Actually, I think we kind of stay dry through tonight and into tomorrow. So while we have rain chances, rain looks very likely for Saturday. It's going to start dry. So Saturday morning, going to be on the drier side. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that future satellite and radar once I can find it here in our portfolio of graphics. But got these couple little showers, and this does a good job of just kind of showing what we're tracking here through the afternoon and evening hours. It's not a lot, maybe just a rain jacket needed there. Light rain doesn't last very long. Not everybody actually sees it just because the system is kind of falling apart here across the Northeast. Then a drier start to Saturday, maybe even a few peaks of sunshine. I think it's fairly cloudy still. We'll continue to track that cloud cover. Then this is kind of the newer development that we've seen with this forecast here is that rain's going to move in a little bit earlier. So after about noon or so on Saturday. And this one moves in from the south. So it hits like New York City, Long Island first, and then makes its way up through Connecticut. And this one likely going to be maybe a little moderate at times here. And you'll notice it's kind of hard to tell, but there at the right near where it says future satellite and radar, you see some pink on the radar not too far away, maybe a few snowflakes trying to mix in with this system. For the most part, it's just rain for Connecticut. We're talking maybe even a little moderate rain at times, and that could impact those afternoon and evening plans a little bit as we go through Saturday, especially anything that might be outdoors. Just know that we've got those rain showers as we go through your Saturday afternoon and evening. Oh, somebody is asking a great question. Here, we'll go ahead and pop it up here. Is the rain going to freeze by the morning? That is a good question. And so we'll look at temperatures for this morning, for tomorrow morning and for Sunday morning here. But tonight, we are really just monitoring those 30s here. I don't think that freezing is really a big concern for tomorrow morning, especially since tomorrow morning is going to be on the drier side. But let me see if I can find Sunday morning there, because we'll take a look at those temperatures as well. See if that populates there. It's not Tuesday morning. That is supposed to be for Sunday morning here. I'm going to fix that there it's so fun how technology works. I can just pop that right back. All right, Sunday morning low temperatures again in the 30s. So we're staying a little above average as we go through the next few days. And I'll even show you that I'll show you the high temperature forecast and the low temperature forecast. So lows over the next few days primarily staying in the 30s. So that's good news, above freezing there. But the 20s Monday morning, I think Sunday into Monday is going to be interesting, and that's kind of the newer thing that we're looking at here. I'm going to go ahead and take that question off there. But getting to my point, going back to where we were there. The big change in the forecast is that the system wants to roll in a little bit earlier, right? So it's more of a Saturday afternoon, evening forecast, or rain event, I should say here. So that's what we're tracking through Saturday afternoon and evening. You can even see some pretty moderate rain at times. It's going to have a lot of moisture to work with this system. I'm still thinking that rainfall totals will likely be less than an inch for much of the state, but we could have a couple of towns overperform there. A couple of maybe some lingering showers as we go into Saturday night. But now I think Sunday is going to be on the drier side. And I'm going to see if this new model run, this one specifically, shows kind of what we're watching here. So wind is going to be a little bit of a factor. All right. So yeah, this is what I'm kind of thinking here. Wind is going to be a little bit of a factor as we go through Sunday. So temperatures you'll see in the 10-day, we're in the low 40s for Sunday. It's going to feel a little bit cooler than that because of the wind, kind of a northwesterly component. And a northwesterly component with a wind this time of year, that's going to grab a little bit of moisture off of the Great Lakes, right? Lake Ontario, and that could bring a couple of snow showers into the region here. And just behind that big system that we're tracking on Saturday, a couple of little snow showers. That's going to be kind of possible. It doesn't really do much. I think you might just see a couple of snowflakes as we go through Sunday, but that might be something that moves over or really close to Foxborough Sunday night. So that'll bring me to our next graphic, which, it's exciting to be able to talk about playoff football here in New England. The Patriots are taking on the Chargers, 8 p.m. on Sunday. Temperature should be in the 30s for the game. It looks mostly dry, but because of that wind, could see a couple of snowflakes maybe flying about during the game. Shouldn't really stick or anything like that, especially with all the rain and the milder temperatures that we're going to be seeing here. But going to be a nice little January game there. Sunday Night Football, and you can watch that right here on NBC Connecticut. We are very excited. Somebody said it's a stay-home kind of weekend and watch movies. My plan is to watch all of the 6 playoff football games this weekend. That is my plan. It's like one of my favorite weekends of the year because we have so much football and it's a lot of fun. So I'll go ahead and also show you those high temperatures over the next few days. So we're staying above average today and yesterday, kind of the warmest of the week here, but still mild as we go through Saturday and into Sunday. You'll also notice, and I'll go back to that here in just a second, but temperatures tonight are fairly mild. We kind of stay mild for a little while before we just briefly drop into the 30s tomorrow morning. But then Monday, little bit cooler behind this system. Temperatures in the upper 30s, But take a look at Tuesday and Wednesday. They look gorgeous out there, actually. Temperatures in the 40s for this time of year with some sunshine. That is going to be nice. However, changes are on the way. We wanted to kind of be the first ones to tell you about that here. People are saying, yeah, look at Wednesday. Somebody also said, wish I could watch the Giants, but they are not doing so good. Yeah, that's tough. That is Giants, Jets, maybe next year, right? But at least we've got some football to talk about in the region for sure. My team didn't make it this year either, and I'm not going to say who they are. Well, I'll tell you, it's the Chiefs, but I don't think a lot of people like that. But hey, they're not in it this year, so. Congrats to everybody else that's in the playoffs this year. But I wanted to show you, look at Wednesday. Looks great, 46 degrees with some sunshine. But Thursday and Friday, a high temperature of 29. So whether you like the mild temperatures or not, I would definitely soak it in, especially the sunshine. Yesterday was just fantastic, in my opinion, with the sun. This time of year, it makes a huge difference, especially for like mental health, because we don't get a lot of daylight this time of year, but we're starting to gain more, actually. About over a minute of daylight a day is what we're gaining right now. So soak in the sun. Tuesday and Wednesday look great to get outside. That winter-like feel returns by the end of next week. And that's kind of the trend that it looks like is going to be what we see here. And take a look at that, 8 to 14 days out. That takes us through the middle of January, even heading towards the end of the month. And it looks like that cooler air is going to move back into the region. So soak in the warmer temperatures while they're here. Enjoy the vitamin D, exactly, the milder conditions here. Thank you all for commenting. We appreciate it. And if you have any other questions, of course, let us know. I would say that's the biggest thing. It's just a couple of showers basically from now until 7 or 8 p.m. today. It's not a lot, but you could feel a couple of raindrops later on today. Better rain chance from about, I would say, noon tomorrow to midnight. So through the afternoon and evening hours of Saturday, even into early Saturday night. Somebody says, I want more snow. That is fair. It is winter, and New England thrives on the winter climate, right? Well, with this cool down, and actually what we're kind of watching for the end of next weekend, that takes us into the holiday weekend, right? MLK Day weekend there. It might be interesting. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're starting to see more signals of maybe a more active weather pattern for us, but it all depends. We all know it all depends on the track of certain systems. But right now, with what we've got in store for us, the 40s can't make snow like that. So this cooler weather that we're going to be tracking after the first half of January, that one could help out, or at least provide a better setup for snow chances there. So if you're still a fan of snow, don't worry. We've got plenty more of winter to come. Somebody said the car could use a little water. I know I need a car wash really bad. So I'll take the rain. You gotta get a good one, that goes underneath the car as well, because of all the salt that's been happening, because it was a very cold and snowy start to winter in December. So we'll take it, right? We'll take it. I'll go ahead and show the 10-day forecast here as we pop that up. Any more questions, of course, let me know. Somebody said they want Florida weather up in Connecticut, the 60s. Unfortunately, that does not look the most likely. Hey, we got 50, yesterday. We were pretty close. So I'll take it. That felt like a 60-degree day to me. But here's a look at that 10-day forecast for you. So we've got this rain, couple of showers later on within the next couple of hours, remember. But the main event from this system is going to come tomorrow afternoon and evening. But it looks like Sunday is drier now, but a little breezy. And again, you could see a couple of snowflakes flying about, but no big signals of anything until we head towards the end of this coming week and into next weekend. You'll notice on our 10-day forecast there, we've got a rain snow chance Thursday and Sunday. I'm going to tell you right now, just based on what we see in meteorology, we're not seeing, I'm going to use the words, we're not seeing consistency through model runs, which and a consensus there, which means that there's still a lot that can come into play with these chances here. But we have definitely a chance to see a few things set up as we head towards the end of this week and into next weekend. Still not entirely sure of timing and not really sure about location, exactly what we're going to be seeing here. But just keep an eye. I would keep next Thursday and next weekend on your radar. It might even be a travel weekend for some, being the holiday weekend there, with next Monday being the holiday. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I'm just telling you right now that things are starting to set up to where we could see some systems, but we just have to, everything has to come together at the right exact time. So we're just going to keep an eye. Exactly. Somebody just said that's a week out. It's really impossible to know now. Absolutely. It really is. It is very hard to forecast more than a couple of days out. Truthfully, we can have a sense of what could happen. We can see all of the ingredients that are there that we'll have to work with, but to know the exact timing and location of things is very, very difficult a week out and more than that. So, but it's our jobs to monitor the trends and keep you updated with what we're seeing and keep you updated as it gets closer. So that's the look at the inland 10-day forecast, the shoreline, again, tracking mild temperatures and then a cool down as we head towards the end of this week. Again, watching some signals of maybe a couple of systems by the end of this week and into next weekend. So we're going to keep an eye on that, of course, for you and keep you updated. I'm going to see if we have any other questions across the region or across the platforms here. Doesn't look like it. So I appreciate everybody joining us today. We really we like to have these conversations. Before we go, I'll go ahead and show you one more time the radar. Now it's 3:18 p.m. here in Connecticut. We'll go ahead and zoom in because that rain's getting pretty close. Let's see. Yeah, looks like it's starting to make its way into the northwest corner of the state. This is very light rain, though. It's just something that you might see, very misty, spitty. I don't know how else to describe it there, but that's something that you might deal with through the afternoon and evening commute. Might just be some damper roads out there. But we're tracking that rain, also that wind through Friday evening. Then things will start to get a little bit better. We're seeing those wind gusts right now, up to about 20 miles an hour there. So that's what we've got for you. So we'll go ahead and oh, nope, I'm not Ryan. Sorry, I'm still learning how this works, even though we've been doing this for a few weeks at this point. Thank you all again for joining us today. We really appreciate it. If you have any other questions, you can message me. You can email share@nbcconnecticut.com. If you have a rain gauge, might not have thought you would need to use it in January, but send us those reports as they come in with rain today, tomorrow especially. You can email us Shareit, SHAREIT @nbcconnecticut.com. And of course, we're going to be focusing a lot on the Patriots forecast because that is airing right here on NBC Connecticut. Looks like should be just fine, but might want to bundle up. But hey, temperatures in the 30s for January in New England for Sunday night football. Not a bad gig there. And the Chargers are coming into town. I'm sure Gillette Stadium is going to be popping. So I am excited for that. And hopefully we'll have more football forecasts to do in the coming weeks because I like doing them. So thank you all again. Have a great weekend. We'll continue to update you on air, online, and wherever that you get us.